I just want to give you stats on two players and let me know which one you like better. First player
Okay.
averaged 15 points, 6
Mm-hmm.
rebounds, right? And 2 assists, right? And then the other player averages 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds if you round up because it's 5.9 and 3 assists. Which one did you like better? You want me to read it back to you one more time?
You said 15.6 rebounds and then 17 points. You said 6 rebounds and 3 assists.
Yep. You want
Give me,
field goal
give me.
percentages?
No. Give me the play with the 3 assists.
3 assists. That was the second player, right? 17 points.
Yeah.
That's RJ Barrett.
Yeah. See?
You want to know who the first player was?
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Oh, really?
Hey, what's going on? This is the Knicks Report. I'm your host, Quis, joined as always by my co-host, JD. JD, bro, how's everything with you?
Everything's good, Keith. Thank you for having me here today, and I'm excited, and let's get it going.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about in this show when it comes to the Knicks versus the Raptors, that game being a lot closer than it had to be. Also with RJ maturing right in front of our eyes. But I know you have a special announcement. So, JD, the floor is yours.
Well, I want to say thank you, Keith, and thank you to Sports Vibes TV. And as you guys see on the screen, I am going to launch my own sports channel. It's going to be called JD Sports Talk. And the channel is going to be dedicated to talking sports and building relationships. And we'll strive to give you guys entertainment, quality sports talk and a smile. And so, if you guys want to join me on this journey, just on YouTube, you can search JD Space Sports Talk and you'll find my channel. I haven't launched a video yet, and it's mainly due because I'm in the infancy stages, but the target is this week. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It'll be a fun ride, and let's get it going. It's a little tough to launch the channel and towards the tail end of the season, but we'll talk, sports all around. So thank you again, and yeah, let's get it going. I'm excited.
Also want to give you a quick round of applause. Shout out to you for making this leap into running your own channel.
It's a big leap, man. I have a lot of respect for you and all the content creators around the YouTube world because, man, the stuff behind the scenes and, learning some of the stuff that I have to learn to make this possible and hopefully grow the channel. It's crazy, man. You guys put a lot of time in, and it's, but hey, it's part of the process. So,
yep. Well, best of luck to you. You need any help, you got my number. Let me know. I'll hold you down, bro.
Yeah, well, obviously we'll continue to work.
Fact, right?
This is
like you were going somewhere.
yeah. Like, come on, you kicking me out? You don't want me to be on this channel no more?
DK.
All right.
But yeah, getting back into the Knicks and what they're doing with the Raptors, bro. They had me stressed, man. We were watching the game, right? That third quarter threw me through a loop. I don't know what's going on with this team. It's like every game we come out of halftime and it's like the other team wants it more than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just what you're going to see here. There's a lot of factors that we can get into, on a whole another video. But I mean, the third quarter has been an issue. We were outscored 34-22 tonight. This could be a lot of issues. Fatigue could be a factor, as the team has played a lot of minutes in the first half to get to this position, to get to this point. With Julius Randle and some of the other players getting a ton of minutes, some of the injuries with Mitchell Robinson, Derrick Rose with the COVID situation. So it's actually crazy as I say all this. It's pretty much impressive what the team has done, what the coaching staff and Thibodeau has done. I mean, the coaching staff has dealt with their own adversity with Mike Woodson leaving and some of these coaches going on interviews in the middle of the season. So it's been COVID season. It's been a wild, hectic season, and yet the team, I think, it's overachieving. So I think, as we head here to the home stretch, you're going to see a lot of these tight games. And, and tonight specifically, they out-rebounded the Raptors. On the offensive glass, we had 11 rebounds to the Raptors 5. So that was a key category that we won. On the free throw line, we shot more free throws attempts, and we made more free throws. And we had less turnovers than the Raptors. And all these statistics were just minor by a little bit. So, and when you have a 6-point win, that's usually what it comes down to. So I'm happy with the win. It was a big win. It was a must win. And however we can get it, Quis, ugly, clean, blowouts. At this point, man, I don't care. I just want to, ideally, I want to secure a 6th playoff spot so we don't even have to deal with the play-in situation. But we had some positive developments tonight with Nerlens Noel, rebounding, blocks, and our boy, RJ Barrett.
Facts. RJ did his thing out there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You were going crazy.
Yeah, they got to stop disrespecting RJ, man. They got to put some respect on that man's name. He's out there doing his thing. He's being clutch for us, too. Everybody keeps asking, do the Knicks have a closer? Who's our closer going to be? Well, I believe if we allow RJ some time to develop and continue to grow within the role he's in now, I think he'll be a great option for us as a closer potentially. I think coming into the season, I was kind of on the fence when it comes to RJ being our closer, because when you have a player like that, one of the major things you want him to do is to knock down his free throws. And coming into the season, that was a question mark. Also, you want a player that's going to be able to knock down outside shots with some consistency. That's another thing RJ wasn't able to do coming into the season, or we weren't sure he was able to do it. And right now he's playing at a level in which if he continues to play like this, he's going to be, I think personally, in MVP talks one day. He's out here shooting over 50% from the field, in his the last 6-7 games. He's also been shooting over 40% from 3 in the last 6-7 games. So he's out there being a killer. I know previously we've spoken, you've talked about him emerging as a two-way player. I think RJ got the goods, man.
Yeah, and even more than that, his last 6 games, since that Anthony Edwards moment, right, that was talked about a lot in the media and in the Knicks community, which I thought actually was a positive, that we get some spice in the NBA, that we have somebody that can, other than coaches, that can motivate you. We have, a competitor that says those things about you. Or we wanted RJ to take the shot. Well, he's recently been taking those shots and he's been making it. Since that moment, RJ Barrett is shooting 64% from the 3-point line. He is shooting 55.7% from the field goal stripe. And at the free throw line, he's shooting a flat 80%. And so I highlight, I'm not even going to tell you how many points he's averaging, none of that stuff. You know why I'm only highlighting field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage? Is because these were the categories that a lot of people were saying if RJ could develop and he can improve his efficiency, then he will develop into a potential great player. And definitely with his tools on the defensive end, he can develop, as I've mentioned to you privately, into an elite, not a two-way player, an elite two-way player. And so I think he is trending in the right direction. As a 20-year-old, this season, he's not only from last season to this season, in season, RJ Barrett has shown development from the first half of the season to the second half. Since the All-Star break, RJ Barrett is at 44% from the 3-point line, and he is shooting 47% from the field goal. So from the All-Star break, he's been efficient. Since the Anthony Edwards moment, he's been more efficient. In recent games, and clutch moments, he's come through. Even in a losing effort against the Boston Celtics, he had a critical turnover that I know Knicks fans, from when that turnover happened, I know they felt, oh, this game's over. And he responded with a huge shot. And you saw it against Memphis. And now you saw it tonight against the Raptors with that 3-pointer from the corner. And I'm just excited. I think Knicks fans are excited. This is the biggest development that has happened this season. With however the season was going to pan out, the fact that RJ Barrett has developed this way and this rapidly, and in the categories that he's developing, which is field goal, 3-point, free throw, I mean, the sky's the limit, man. I know it sounds like cliche-ish, but you're talking about a player that is improving exactly where he needs to, considering he's not the most explosive player. He's not the fastest player. And he still needs to improve his ball handling, which he will. It's a testament to how good he can become. And so I'm excited. I know you're excited. And I can't wait to see, how he ends the season. And we need this playoff berth, Quis, because man, what would a playoff experience do for him next year? So let's see how we end the season. I'm excited.
Facts. We definitely have to continue to push towards the playoffs. I mean, when we got into this rough stretch, I saw fans saying we should start entering tank mode. I'm like, it's way too late to even consider some craziness like that. First of all, the team we just beat is now 5 games behind us, and they're the 11th seed. So we'd have to go on a crazy losing streak that would allow the Toronto Raptors to leapfrog us in the standings. And I don't think the Knicks, with as hard as we're playing on defense, I don't see that even being a possibility, especially with Tibbs as coach. And then, we've been talking about RJ. I think one thing we haven't mentioned is also how RJ has kind of been developing as a playmaker and keeping his head up, making the right passes, and no longer having to force the issue. And I think if we are continuing to see that on a team that's, bereft of any elite point guard play, I think that also is going to bode well for RJ. I mean, RJ, he didn't have a lot of rebounds this game because, like you said before, Nerlens Noel was doing his thing. But I think RJ is developing into a complete player. Like in baseball, they call it a 5-tool player. I don't know what the equivalent would be in basketball, but I think that's what RJ is going to become. And if he's able to do that, teams around this league, they're going to have to watch out. The Raptors, they're going to have to get used to catching these L's from the Knicks, because I think if we can have a solid offseason to build around RJ, Randall, IQ, who else we got to keep in here? Obi we're going to keep. I don't know what we're going to do with Kevin Knox. You saw what Tibbs was doing with Kevin Knox? He put Kevin Knox in for like 4 or 5 minutes at the 4, and then we never saw him or Obi again.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that was about, but Tibbs gonna Tibbs.
yeah, man.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, he had, RJ had 5 assists, so that's a testament to his playmaking. And the impressive part, I think one of the most impressive parts of his development is, these guys, they love to see their stats. So he knows that he's improved dramatically, in all the efficiency categories. And yet tonight he goes 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. He shoots 12 attempts. He goes 7 for 12. RJ is not forcing the issue. He's not saying, oh, I'm shooting 60 something % in the last 6 games, so let me shoot 12 threes. Let me go 10 threes. He is letting the game come to him. He's picking his spots. So he is not forcing the issue. I love the way that he's maturing, because when you have those stats and yet you don't allow it to get to your head, and then you start going out of your game, to me, that's a sign of maturity. And this is a 20-year-old, playing the way that he's playing, this season and recently. That is also a promising sign for the future, because once you get that mental aspect of the game now, and then you translate it to the court with the physical aspect of it, then, like I said, sky's the limit.
Facts. I like the fact that you brought up his production in the 4th quarter, because if I'm not mistaken, against the Grizzlies, he scored 14, 16 points in 4th quarter in overtime.
It's the clutch.
But that's 2 games where he's out there doing his thing.
Big shot Barrett.
BSB.
channeling the Chauncey Billups. Big shot Barrett.
Facts.
Well, Robert Horry too, but
Robert Horry got my man Kobe a few of them rings, bro.
Yeah, listen, like I said, RJ is developing, a little bit of a little clutch, and that's why I want us to make the playoffs, because Jason Tatum had mentioned, that going to the playoffs, getting that playoff experience is what allowed him to, develop into the player that he's developed into. He still has a ways to go to even become greater. Anthony Davis mentioned that going into the playoffs and getting that championship with the Lakers, now that mental and pressure's off. A lot of the young players in the NBA that are trending upwards that have reached the playoffs, Kristaps Porzingis with the Clippers, a lot of people, mentioned that they felt because of Porzingis getting that playoff experience that he was going to get better. Obviously, he's taking some steps back with injuries, but the point here is playoff experience. It matters. It matters.
Facts.
And RJ needs to get that playoff experience. We were saying it. We were striving for that when KP was here. So I know sometimes we can go through a rough stretch and let's tank and let's get a high pick. All right. But we have a player on our team now that this is what I guess teams tank for, right? To get a player like the way RJ Barrett is developing into. So since we kind of have that player now, why not focus on getting him the experience that he needs to get? Because guess what? The better he gets, the better we get, the more attractive a destination we become. New York is not what it seems to be, Quis. Taxes are crazy here. The cold winters. So we need to find, an actual basketball way to become an attractive destination for free agents, but also players that could become disgruntled and, demand a trade to the Knicks. So
facts. But before we end it, I just want to give you stats on two players and let me know which one you like better. First player, averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, right? And 2 assists. Right? And then the other player averages 17 points, 6 rebounds if you round up because it's 5.9, and 3 assists. Which one did you like better? You want me to read it back to you one more time?
You said 15.6 rebounds and then 17 points. You said 6 rebounds and 3 assists?
Yep. You want field goal percentages?
No. Give me the player with the 3 assists.
3 assists. That was the second player, right? 17 points?
Yeah.
That's RJ Barrett.
Yeah. See?
You want to know who the first player was?
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's at year 2. Both players at year 2. I know there's other factors that might have, affected those
20,
numbers, but
it doesn't matter. He's 20 years old. He's 20. And I know Jason Tatum was also young, but again, it goes back to what you're saying. Like, RJ Barrett is developing into a complete player in season. So imagine what he could do if he gets some playoff experience and he goes into a full off season. These guys also dealt with this COVID stuff, these restrictions, 9 months off.
So weird time.
A lot of things a lot of adversity he's had to deal with early in his career. So I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, definitely. So let us know what you think down in the comments. Are you as thrilled as we are with RJ Barrett's production up till now? Also, let us know your thoughts on the Knicks versus Raptors. Were you as stressed as I was, or even as JD was, as we saw that late third quarter lead evaporate? Let us know down in the comments. Once again, I'm Quis, joined as always by my co-host JD, and we're out. Boom, that was fire.